Hi guys, I'm back. Today it's the 17th of February 2021. Today I'm going to read Job 6 to 10, Proverbs 18, and Psalm 51. Let's get started. Job replied, I wish my great pain could be weighed. I wish all my suffering could be weighed on scales. I'm sure it would weigh more than the grains of sand on the seashore. No wonder I've been so quick to speak. The mighty one has shot me with his arrows. I have to drink their poison. God's terrors are aimed at me. Does a wild donkey cry out when it has enough grass? Does an ox call out when it has plenty of food? Is food that doesn't have any taste even without salt? Is there any flavor in the sap of a mallow plant? I refuse to touch that kind of food. It makes me sick. I wish I could have what I'm asking for. I wish God would give me what I'm hoping for. I wish He would crush me. I wish He would just cut off my life. Then I still have one thing to comfort me. It would be that I haven't said no to the Holy One's commands. That would give me joy in spite of my pain that never ends. I'm so weak I no longer have any hope. Things have gone so bad that I can't wait for help anymore. Am I strong as stone? Is my body made out of bronze? I don't have the power to help myself. All hopes of success have been taken away from me. A person shouldn't stop being kind to a friend. It only shows that I stopped showing respect for the mighty one, but my friends have stopped being kind to me. They are like streams that only flow for part of the year. They are like rivers that flow over their banks. When the ice begins to break up, the streams rise when the snow starts to melt, but they stop flowing when the dry season comes. They disappear from their stream beds when the weather warms up. Groups of traders turn away from their usual paths. They go off into the dry and empty land, and they die there. Traders from Timor look for water. Traveling merchants from Sheba also hope to find. They become troubled because they had expected to find some. But when they arrive at the stream beds, they don't find any water at all. And now, my friends, you haven't helped me either. You see the horrible condition I'm in, and that makes you afraid. I've never said, give me something to help me. Use your wealth to set me free. Save me from the power of my enemy. Rescue me from the power of mean people. Teach me, then I'll be quiet. Show me what I've done wrong. Honest words are so painful, but your reasoning doesn't prove anything. Are you trying to correct what I'm saying? Are you treating my harmless words like nothing but wind? You would even cast lots for those whose fathers have died. You would even trade away your closest friend. But now please look at me. Would I tell you a lie right here in front of you? Stop what you were saying. Don't be so unfair. Think it over again. You are trying to take my honesty away from me. Has my mouth spoken anything that is evil? Do my lips say things that are hateful? Job continued. Don't all human beings have to work hard on this earth? Aren't there days like the days of hired workers? I've been like a slave who longs for the evening shadows to come. I've been waiting like a hired worker who was waiting to be paid. I've been given several months that were useless to me. My nights have been filled with suffering. When I lie down, I think, how long will it be before I can get up? The night drags on. I toss and turn until sunrise. My body's covered with worms and sores. My skin is breaking. It boils all over. My days pass by faster than a weaver can work. They come to an end. I don't have any hope. God, remember that my life is only a breath. I'll never be happy again. The eyes that see me now won't see me anymore. Then you'll look for me, but I'll be gone. When a cloud disappears, it's gone forever. And anyone who goes down to the grave never returns. He never comes home again. Even his own family doesn't remember him. So I won't keep quiet. When I'm speaking greatly, I'll speak out. When I'm suffering greatly, I'll speak out. When my spirit is bitter, I'll tell you how unhappy I am. Am I the ocean? Am I the sea monster? And if I'm not, why do you guard me so close? Sometimes I think my bed will comfort me. I think my couch will keep me from being unhappy. Yet even then, you send me dreams that frighten me. You send me visions that terrify me. So I'd rather choke to death. This would be better than living in this body of mine. I hate my life. I don't want to live forever. Leave me alone. My days don't mean anything to me. What are human beings that you think so much of them? What are they that you pay so much attention to them? You check up on them every morning, and you test them every moment. Won't you ever look away from me? Won't you leave me alone even for 1 second? If I've really sinned, tell me what I've done to you. You see everything we do. Why do you shoot your arrows at me? Have I become a problem to you? Why don't you forgive the wrong things I've done? Why don't you forgive me for my sins? I'll soon lie down in the dust of my grave. You'll set free, but I'll be gone. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied, Job, how long will you talk like that? Your words don't have any meaning. Does God ever treat people unfairly? Does the Mighty One make what's wrong appear to be right? Your children sinned against him, so you punish them for their sin. But seek God with all your heart. Make your appeal to the Mighty One. Be pure and honest, and He will rise up and help you now. He will give you everything you had before. In the past, before He will. Things went well with you, but in days to come, things will get even better. Find out what our parents taught. Discover what those who lived before them learned. After all, we were born only yesterday, so our days on this earth are like a shadow that disappears. Won't your people of long ago teach you and tell you? Won't the things they said help you understand? Can grass grow tall where there isn't any swamp? Can plants grow well where there isn't any water? While they have been growing and have been cut, they dry up faster than grass does. The same thing happens to everyone who forgets God. The hope of ungodly people dies out. What they trust in is very weak. What they depend on is like a spider's web. They lean on it, but it falls apart. They hold onto it, but it gives away. They are like a plant in the sunshine that receives plenty of water. It spreads its new growth all over the garden. It wraps its roots around a pile of rock. It tries to find places to grow among the stones. But when the plant is pulled up from the spot, that place says, I never saw it. The life of that plant is sure to die, but from the same soil other plants will grow. I'm sure God doesn't turn His back on anyone who is honest, and He doesn't help those who do what is evil. He will fill your mouth with laughter. Shouts of joy will come from your lips. Your enemies will put on shame as if it will close. The sense of sinful people will be gone. Job replied, I'm sure that what you said is true. But how can human beings prove to God they are not guilty? They might wish to argue with Him, but they couldn't answer Him for once in 1,000 times. His wisdom is deep. His power is great. No one opposes Him and comes away unharmed. He moves mountains, and they don't even know. When He is angry, He turns them upside down. He shakes the earth leaves from its place. He makes its pillars tremble. But when He tells the sun not to shine, it doesn't. He turns off the light of the stars. He's the only one who can spread out the heavens. He alone can walk on the waves of the ocean. He made the Big Dipper and Orion. He created the Pleiades and the southern stars. He does wonderful things that can't be understood. He does miracles that can't even be counted. When He passes by me, I can't see Him. When He goes past me, I can't recognize Him. If He takes something, who can stop Him? Who would dare to ask Him, what are you doing? God doesn't hold back His anger. Even the helpers of the sea monster Rahab bowed in fear at His feet. So how can I disagree with God? How can I possibly argue with Him? Even if I had done something wrong, I can answer Him. I could only beg my judge to have mercy on me. Although I called out to Him and He answered, I wouldn't believe He listened to me. He would send a storm to crush me. He'd increase my wounds without any reason. He wouldn't let me catch my breath. He'd make my life very bitter. If it's a matter of strength, He's mighty. And if it's a matter of being fair, who would dare to bring charges against Him? Even if I hadn't sinned, what I said would prove me guilty. Even if I were honest, my words would show that I'm wrong. Even though I'm honest, I'm not concerned about myself. I hate my own life. It all amounts to the same thing. That's why I say God destroys honest people and sinful people alike. Suppose a plague brings sudden death. Then He laughs at when those who haven't sinned lose hope. Suppose a nation falls into the power of sinful people. Then God makes the judges blind to the truth. If He isn't the one doing it, who is? God, my days race by like a runner. They fly away without seeing any joy. They speed along like papyrus birds. They are like eagles sweeping down on their feet. Suppose I say, I forget about all my problems. I will change my frown into a smile. Then I'd still be afraid I'd go on suffering. That's because I know you'll say if I had done something wrong. In fact, you already said I'm guilty, so why should I struggle without any reason? Suppose I clean myself with soap. Suppose I wash my hands with cleanser. Even then, would you throw me into a muddy pit? And even my clothes would hate me. God isn't a mere human being like me. I can't answer it. We can't take each other to fall. I wish someone would settle matters between us. I wish someone would bring us together. I wish someone would keep God from punishing me. Then terror wouldn't frighten me anymore. I would speak up without being afraid of it. But as things stand now, I can't do that. So I'm sick of living. So I talk openly about my problems. I'll speak out because my spirit is bitter. I say to God, don't find me guilty. Instead, tell me what charges you are bringing against me. Does it make you happy when you crush me? Does it please you to turn your back on what you have made? While you do those things, you smile on the plans of sinful people. You don't have human eyes. You don't see as people see. Your days aren't like the days of a mere human being. Your years aren't even like the years of a strong man. So you search for my mistakes. You look for my sin. You already know I'm not guilty. No one can save me from your power. Your hands shaped me and made me. So are you going to destroy me now? Remember, you molded me like clay. So are you going to turn me back into dust? Didn't you pour me out like milk? Didn't you form me like cheese? Didn't you put skin and flesh on me? Didn't you sew me together with bones and muscles? You gave me life. You were kind to me. You took good care of me. You watched over me. But here's what you hid in your heart. Here's what you had on your mind. If I sinned, you would be watching me. You wouldn't let go without punishing me. If I were guilty, how terrible that would be for me. Even if I haven't sinned, I can be proud of what I've done. That's because I'm so full of shame. I'm drowning in my suffering. If I become proud, you hunt me down like a lion. You show your mighty power against me. You bring new witnesses against me. You become more and more angry with me. You use your power against me again and again. Why did you bring me out of my mother's body? I wish I had died before anyone saw me. I wish I had never been born. I wish I'd been carried straight from my mother's body to the grave. Few days almost over. Leave me so I can have a moment of joy. Turn away before I can go to the place I can't return for. It's the land of gloom and total darkness. It's the land of darkness, night and total darkness and disorder. And if the light is like darkness. Proverbs 18. A person who isn't friendly looks out only for themselves. They oppose all good sense by starting fights. Foolish people don't want to understand. They take delight in saying only what they think. People hate when evil comes, and they refuse to honor those who bring shame. The words of a person's mouth are like deep water, but the fountain of wisdom is like a flowing stream. It isn't good to favor those who do wrong. That would keep justice from those who aren't guilty. While foolish people say at least are good, they are just asking for a beating. The words of foolish people drag them down. They are trapped by what they say. The words of anyone who talks about others are like tasty bites of food. They go deep down inside you. Anyone who doesn't want to work is like someone who destroys. The name of the Lord is like a strong tower. Godly people run to it and are safe. The wealth of rich people is like a city that makes them feel safe. They think of it as a city with walls that can't be climbed. If a person's heart is proud, they will be destroyed. So don't be proud if you want to be honored. To answer before listening is foolish and shameful. A cheerful spirit gives strength even during sickness, but you can't keep going if you have a broken spirit. Those whose hearts understand what is right get knowledge. The heads because the ears of those who are wise listen for it. The gift opens the door and helps the giver meet important people. In court, the first one to speak seems right. Then someone else comes forward and questions it. Discussing lots will put a stop to arguing. It will keep the strongest enemies apart. A broken friendship is harder to handle than a city which I will surrender. And arguing is like the locked gates of a mighty city. Because of what they say, a person can fill their stomach. What their words produce can satisfy them. Your tongue has the power of life and death. Those who love to talk will eat the fruit of their words. The one who finds a wife finds what is good. He receives favor from the Lord. Poor people beg for mercy, but rich people answer in a mean way. A person with unfaithful friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Psalm 51. God, have mercy on me, according to your faithful love. Because your love is so tender and kind, you can wipe away my lawless acts. Wash away all the evil things I've done. Make me pure from my sin. I know the lawless acts I've committed. I can't forget my sin. You are the one I've really sinned against. You have done what is evil in your sight. So you are right when you sentence me. You are fair when you judge me. I know I've been a sinner ever since I was born. I've been a sinner ever since my mother became pregnant with me. I know that you wanted faithfulness even when I was in my mother's body. You taught me wisdom and secret play. In that secret place, sprinkle me with hyssop, then I'll be clean. Wash me, then I'll be whiter than snow. Let me hear you say, your sins are forgiven. That will bring me joy and gladness. Let the body you have broken be glad. Take away all my sins. Wipe away all the evil things I've done. God, create a pure heart in me. Give me a new spirit that is faithful to you. Don't send me away from me. Don't take your Holy Spirit away from me. Give me back the joy that comes from being saved by you. Give me a spirit that obeys you so that I'll keep going. Then I'll teach your ways to those who committed lawless acts, and sinners will turn back to you. You are the God who saved me. I have committed murder. God, take away my guilt. Then my tongue will sing about how right you are, no matter what you do. Lord, open my lips so that I can speak. Then my mouth will praise you. You don't take the lion sacrifice. If you did, I would bring it. You don't take pleasure in burnt offerings. The greatest sacrifice you want is a broken spirit. God, you will gladly accept a heart that is broken because of sadness over sin. May you be pleased to give Zion success. May it please you to build up the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will delight in the sacrifices of those who do what is right. Whole burnt offerings will bring delight to you, and bulls will be offered on your altar. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we have also forgiven our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.